The divine ascension that promises ultimate power through transcendence is not merely a progression milestone for cosmic dominance, but a profound crucible demanding you confront the erasure embedded in every level of cultivation and godly expectation. And true apotheosis requires not shedding mortality through solitary enlightenment alone, but integrating the weight of your original humanity until divinity becomes an act of radical remembrance rather than performative detachment. In Apotheosis, TurtleMe transforms the Xianxia-inspired progression fantasy trope into precise exploration of post-reincarnation sovereignty and embodied accountability, proving liberation isn't found in achieving godhood. It's forged in honoring the person beneath the aura, when every celestial hierarchy demands you remain either vessel or sovereign. From Monostorm and Ancient Echo narration, listeners enter worlds where transcendence is syntax and presence is the only unbreakable tether. Perfect for fans of emotionally intelligent progression fiction where male vulnerability defies ascended being tropes. When reincarnated King Arthur Lewin faces his final tribulation, expecting glorious transcendence, he discovers the divine realm's silence mirrors the exact isolation he's endured beneath years of cyclical rebirth. And fellow ascendant Alara Thorne's quiet refusal to treat him as prophesied deity creates space for connection, defying celestial protocol. Navigating cosmic trials and buried attractions, Arthur realizes this apotheosis isn't about abandonment, but recalibration. With TurtleMe avoids reducing Arthur to flawless God King or Alara to devoted follower, instead crafting radical reciprocity within constraint, where trust is earned through honoring boundaries even as divinity blurs them. And audiobook narration amplifies this alchemy by capturing Arthur's disciplined focus fracturing into clarity and Alara's guarded intensity revealing warmth beneath vigilance, making listeners feel seismic shifts of souls learning some divinities can only be claimed when you stop letting power define their validity. What elevates this beyond typical progression fare is portraying divine intimacy as somatic practice rather than romanticized transcendence, with Arthur confronting how cultivation culture equated worth with utility, while Alara creates sanctuary where his contradictions exist without diminishment, their relationship evolving through shared silences during heavenly meditations bypassing performance, rhythms protecting both spiritual integrity and psychological safety, and mutual defense against immortals mistaking tenderness for weakness, supported by fellow ascendants encoding suppressed grief, elders carrying intergenerational weight, and the cosmos itself absorbing millennia of unspoken bargains, reinforcing that in extraction-based systems, tenderness toward process is technique and presence is sustainable resource, with tribulation rituals mirroring emotional integration and divine oaths becoming metaphors for earned trust. For audiobook listeners, this production is immersive descent into sacred reclamation, with narrators embodying Arthur and Alara with remarkable distinction, sound design anchoring existential stakes through distant celestial harmonics, rain against temple eaves, and hushed breath syncing with moments of clarity, pacing mirroring revelatory cadence from deliberate reflection to surging awakenings, ultimately defining Xianxia-inspired fantasy by centering male emotional labor within defined frameworks, and affirming that sometimes the most powerful act is choosing to remain human on your own terms, honoring whole self even in landscapes shaped by transcendence.